Happy full moon. Happy full moon in Capricorn, my dears. This one's gonna be interesting. It's like I want to title this video, but I'm Daddy's favorite, but I don't know if I really want to. I didn't even recognize that Father's Day is the Sunday before, at least in the United States, this full moon. So I might title it that because we will go over the astrology of it, but there's so many mother and father things, mother capital M, father capital F, that are coming out, that you're recognizing, that you're integrating, that you're experiencing, that you're seeing in the collective, on the public stage. It's all there, just to be viewed like a reality television show. But right now, for this full moon, we're going to get into how we can utilize this energy, how to best navigate this energy. I have the general astrological wheel behind me. I'm going to have to set up. I just recognized that I got to put myself all together to get over to the board. But yeah, this is an exciting day. And welcome. If you are new to my table, my name is Sarah. I am a channel. I channel through, we speak in lenses around here because I wear these big old glasses. So I channel through the lens of astrology, of a growth mindset. We speak from I statements around here. We'll utilize tarot. I'm going to go over the tarot cards that represent this decan of the astrological wheel. And we're going to see what messages come through as well. I'm going to ask my guides. Also, because this is a doubly exciting time, this is the This is the first full moon that I'm going to be putting everything from my, previously it was a full moon and new moon workshop group. I had a Patreon group that we did all of these videos in. This is the first full workshop that's going to be completely donation based on YouTube, complimentary if you need. So I have my introduction video, which is what you're watching here. I will have an entire all signs reading. I will have a channeled message. I will have a tarot reading, all for this full moon. And then I'll do a little roundup, and my ears ringing. This is very, very exciting. So thank you so much for YouTube, to connecting me to all beings across time and space. This is my multidimensional cafe where it's really just you and I having coffee and tea and chatting about astrology and really unpacking how to navigate this energy. I'm very, very excited. So I've been guided to put this out as donation based. If you're able to donate, amazing. If you're not able to donate, this is my gift for you. These messages are not just for me. It would be very, very egoic to go off of my the new moon and Gemini video that I did. It would be very egoic of me to stay in my beautiful home and just channel messages and just receive them for myself. And, I had heard something that was so profound, because words are spells, they don't call it spelling for no reason, that if you don't, your gifts aren't gifts unless you offer them as presents to the world. I know, right? It's so cool. Okie dokie. So I want to call this video, but I'm Daddy's favorite. I really do. I think I'm gonna, because it's just, we're gonna talk about mother, we're gonna talk about father, and this is happening. I'm gonna give you the dates. So this is happening at a time where, it's the day after, technically, the solstice, the Cancer solstice. And so, what we know about solstice energy, and I've already put out my video for that, so definitely go check out that video, the Cancer solstice, called Coming Home. That's really God's quarterly, talking about 4, 5, and 6, these houses of the astrological wheel. So we can set intentions during the solstice. That's an offering. That's available. What do we know about full moons? We all become the werewolf. It's a perfect time to release. The moon is so bright in the sky, so it's highlighting something that we might not have been privy to as well. Closures, completions, completing cycles. So offerings, this is all just an offering. I'm a guide, no guru. You can manifest if you want to utilize more of the solstice energy and set bigger long-range goals. I would also recommend to entertain releasing some things. Especially this could be in the micro, inside, some deep-rooted mother-father habits, I want to say. I'm listening to my guides. So when I talk to you, just to preface, if you're new to my table, my guides show me images over here, and then I usually have at least one other universe over here. Like my baseline functioning as a human being is 3 universes all at the same time. So it's like a lot of screens going on, and I can thank my Atlantean self for that. I have 2 channeled videos on, one is like my Atlantean self, and then one was a channeled message from my Atlantean self. Definitely worth your time if you're interested in more channeled messages. But so what I'm hearing, my guys, so I just wanted to let you know that when here's my tism coming out. And so what my guides are saying right now is that these are deep-rooted patterns. These are deep-rooted patterns. Mother, Cancer energy, home, father, legacy, Capricorn energy. Mother, capital M, father, capital F. So these are very deep-rooted patterns that we're going to be seeing within ourselves, experiencing within our habits, and seeing in the collective, in the macro, in our, whatever like lens and realm of this, matrix reality you participate in, or just with even. Sorry, my guides are coming in hot today. I'm so grateful for them. And they're even saying like at the grocery store, they're saying in very general spaces, and people that maybe you have pegged as like NPCs, you're going to be seeing a lot of this. You're going to be seeing a lot of this. And so how we can utilize that energy is, be grateful for the trigger. When we see something outside of ourselves that's displeasing to our human avatar, we just say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for showing me something inside of myself that I need to heal. Thank you for showing me where, I don't feel safe. And thank you for taking on that soul contract so that I don't have to. That's displeasing to me. So thank you for doing that. It's the theory of the egg, where it's just you here. It's just me here. So it's very exciting. So please go grab your journal, go grab a coffee or tea. I'm just finishing up the last little bit of my coconut milk matcha, and I have some water. After I record this video, I'm going to pick up more water, and I love this beautiful little spring in Linfield. It's Boston clear water. I really love going there. It's like the butteriest, most delicious water I've ever tasted in my life. So please go grab your things. We'll use the shungite hot for the pause. Go pause the video, go grab the things. And honestly, when it comes to a Cap moon, it's like a little bit of an RBF. A little bit is how we're going to be feeling. Yeah, I really try to invoke the energy of what we're going to be experiencing in the video. So I apologize if I'm so excited for this moon instead of I'm so excited. Okay, so we'll get into it. So the times and the dates. Central Standard Time. This will be happening on the 21st of June at 20:07. I'm teaching you military time. Gold Coast in Australia. This is happening at the 22nd of June, 11:07. And Eastern Standard Time, where I am, the 21st of June at 21:07. Friday night for anybody in service. It's a late full moon, so get ready. Get ready. So what do we know about full moons? It's when the sun and the moon are complete opposition of each other. So we're going to have the moon, Capricorn energy at 1 degree. We're going to have the sun, Cancer energy at 1 degree. And I already have my Cancer solstice, Cancer season video available for you. So definitely go check that out. I will put the link below. So I'm not going to repeat all the things that I say there. There's so much energy that we're going to be experiencing all at the same time. Please have a grounding practice. I've spoken of this numerous times. If we know, and so for my leaders, for those that work in corporate, also a lot of people are rebranding leadership right now, which I'm very excited about, myself included. And we're recognizing in this Capricorn time, and a lot of Capricorn risings have been integrating this for a while. So I'm or Capricorn sun, Capricorn moon, and Capricorn risings. You've been integrating this for a little while now, that, being a boss, BITCH for divine feminines, is not all it's cracked up to be. For men, divine masculine men, Capricorn sun, moon, and risings, you're really understanding that you want to be able to work, not just to die in your chair, like your work chair, but to have a family and nourish that and have time with them, whatever that family looks like for you, So that's an exciting thing, that during this time, during this energetic season, it's best to have big, long-range goals, God's quarterly, and then release. Release, release, release. We'll have a new moon in a few weeks in Cancer energy, which is a better time to manifest. So if we flow with the current and ride with the energies of the sun and the moon, full moons we release, new moons we manifest. Full moons we release, new moons we manifest. So I would really, if you want to capitalize on the solstice energy, big long range goals, year goals, and right now, release what just doesn't serve you. Release what just doesn't serve you. So I'm going to start with the components that are making aspects to each other. So this sun and moon is at 1 degree of Cancer and Capricorn. We have Neptune over here at 29 degrees of Pisces energy. This is making a square. See that? Square energy. It's like when you come up to an intersection, somebody's got to move for somebody to move. And so Neptune at the very last degree of the zodiac, and this is the general astrological wheel, starts in Aries all the way to Pisces. Neptune is not going to go into Aries energy until March 2025. So we're going to be feeling like this, somebody's coming, like that type of a vibe, where this is also, pressure is how diamonds are built. So we can understand that we're feeling this squeeze, we're feeling this sense of urgency, we're feeling this like, I'm listening to my guides at the same time. If you feel like there's an Everest in front of you, don't look up. Look at your feet and take 2 steps. It's that journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. I think it's Tony Robbins' language, but please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not one day, it's day 1. Really, just look at the habits of your future self. Jot that down for a lot of you. Look at the habits of your future self. What do? What every single day they go to the gym or they get in their body. Every single day they meditate. Every single day they do something that's difficult. For some people, it's a cold plunge. For me, it's learning Italian. I struggle with the repetition, the habit of putting that language into my brain. But if I just do it every day, even if it's for 10 minutes, it gets in. And I remember words that I didn't remember before. I was laughing to my tutor on Saturday. We were just having a gas. And I was like, remember those magnets that were just all the words that you put on the refrigerator? I'm sure they still have it. But I was like, that's Italian to me. I've just got a random collection of words and conjugations that are in there. But she's like, but Sarah, they're in there. So I'm just like working on smoothing out the butter. So this is good energy. Utilize this energy. If we know Pisces energy, soul purpose, healing closures, coming home, my pocket of the world, safety, legacy, public life, career, mother, father, and then tidal wave, Poseidon energy. Say to the God of your understanding, say to your future self, say to your higher self, say to your ancestors, like, guide me. Release what does not serve me anymore. I release any attachments to lack, to fear, to, the way that my parents told me that I needed to do things. That's Lazarus language. When you are consciously creating your successes, I'll put his page below. His consciously creating success tape. When you are consciously creating your own success, you have to tell the energy of your parents, mother capital M, father capital F, that although you did things this way, I'm going to go around that. I'm going to go above that, and I'm going to go bigger. Yeah, you're allowed to be wealthy. You're allowed to be, what's the phrasing? Like, let my pockets run so deep that they can bless the pockets of others. It's okay to want enough, but you have to start with you. You can't stay small to keep anybody happy. You can't. And it's also a question that was asked to, and I'll channel my guides on this, when it comes to, there's so much poverty. There's so much, people can't afford food. They can't afford housing all over the planet. What do you do to navigate that? Make sure that your home is secure. You are a fractal of everyone on the planet. So instead of being in a lower vibration of everybody's feeling all this, everybody's feeling this, oh my God, I feel so bad. Say, I'm meditative, safe, I'm so blessed, and I'm so grateful that my home is secure. I have a beautiful home. Express gratitude for your home. And then immediately after say, I wish this for everyone. The power of your thoughts, words, actions, and intentions, the power of your mind is limitless. Limitless. Yeah. The more inward you go, the more outward you go. It's the same thing. It's infinite inside, infinite outside. We are bits of God particles. Yeah, it's incredible. So your thoughts have way more power than you think that they do. Do your own research on this. Do your own research on anything that I put out there. But I think it was like, even just little things, like you have two plants and one of them you tell it that you love and one of them you tell it that you hate, and the one that loves is beautiful and flourishes. Water, you say things to water and then you freeze it and then it looks really weird. Go do your own research on that. This is not just my language, but it's just definable facts. And that's what I love about 2024 and beyond, is that spirituality and science are finding a handshake and they're making sense together. Yeah. Like, how many incredible either Joe Rogan podcasts have you seen, Billy Carson, Terrence Howard, like all of these very spiritual beings that are talking about ancient, like Anunnaki things. All of the things are all coming out and we're like, wow, we're that woo-woo. It's like, yeah, we're that woo-woo as a collective. Yeah, not just me and you, but okie dokie. So we have Mercury. Let's see. Mercury is in Cancer energy at 9 degrees right over here. Our expression is going to be quite emotional. Cancer energy is the crab. This is cardinal water energy. This is your ride or dies. More so than your Virgo friends. Not that they're talking behind your back, but like they got the receipts. Yeah. Cancers just love you unconditionally until you cross the line, and then they're gone forever from your life. But Virgos are like, oh, this is fun. This is fun. And they're unpacking their own mother-father issues, so just give them grace, please. Thank you. Yeah, if you're ever like the mom friend of the group, look at the relationship that you have with your own mother and ask yourself, are you trying to reparent your friends in the way that you didn't get to be parented, where you really should have kind of like turned that love inward? I love you. I might have lost some people on that one. So Mercury in Cancer, our expression is going to be very emotional. I don't care if you're crying through it. Say what it is that you need to say. For my leaders and for my corporate and my entrepreneurs and everyone, if you can take a long weekend, I would highly recommend it. If you do work, like I'm working the Saturday after this, I'm actually working this, I'm doing an event, and please go check out, I'll put it in the description, my event as well. Go check out my Instagram page. The handle is below. And I'm doing a solstice retreat the day of this full moon. It's local to Gloucester. I don't think it's available. No, it's not available online, but you will have so much Sarah sources and resources available for you. So if you're in person, if you're Gloucester local, definitely go check that out. And if you are not, the entire retreat is for you on YouTube. So Mercury, Cancer energy. I just have a feeling that a lot of families are going to be separating. A lot of people are going no contact or setting boundaries. A lot of people are, divorcing or expressing the fact that they're keen to divorce, separate. People are also learning that this is amicable. They're also learning how to co-parent beautifully. Yeah, this is about like, I want you to vibe, but I can't be in front of you to vibe, so I want you to vibe somewhere else. Like, everyone is worthy of a healthy environment, healthy family, healthy everything. So if you really dislike someone in your life, like if you hate your partner, you gotta be like, I love you enough to remove you from my life so that someone else can love you. So this is big stuff. This also is sextiling Mars in Taurus energy. Where are you? In 9 degrees of Taurus, right over here. This is your chair. I'm just going to move it over to the side. So this is going to fall down. So I'm going to... Mars in Taurus is a lot of fun. It's a chugga type of an energy. We might actually be like... This is interesting. So I had put out that I've gone completely sober, meaning not ingesting cannabis for the time being. And my natal moon is in Taurus. My natal moon... My natal Mars is in Taurus. So I can speak to this. We need accountability buddies when it comes to the gym. We can kind of just be like, no, I went today. I'll go again in 3 weeks and everything's fine. I had a great workout today. It was wonderful. So we need accountability buddies. We also, with both those foundations, my Monday video that I recorded today, which was, the deep breath before the plunge. And this is so quantum. So like I said, this is happening on the 21st, the 22nd of June. I'm recording this on the 10th. I'm going to post it around the 13th. And where are you on the planet? It's just you and I having coffee. Isn't this wild? I know. I love multidimensionality so much. It's so cool. And I appreciate YouTube for really helping us transcend time and space. It's a real privilege to be here. So what do we know about sextiles? We're going to look at this as lenses. We just understood Mercury in Cancer. That's a lens. Sextile is good, fun, free flowing energy. It's like your favorite cousin that shows up to the party. You're just like, I get you. It's good. It's nice and spunky. Mars in Taurus, a little chugga. Our assertion, Mars energy, our, more divine masculine, the way that we outward yang energy. It's like, this isn't really worth it. I don't really care. You'll tuck yourself out. Yeah, I don't really have the energy, nor do I need to entertain teaching you, because you're showing me that you don't have the emotional intelligence to actually be able to unpack what it is I'm trying to say. So no contact is actually going to be the only way that you're going to recognize that it's not you, it's both of us, but we just don't vibe anymore. So sometimes going no contact is the biggest teacher. Silence can be roaring, especially if there's narcissistic tendencies involved. And just expect there to be some floundering, but also at the same time, if you just like a message, that's all they need. They just need the attention and to know that the ball's in their court. So going no contact doesn't have to be infinity. Just like with my cannabis ingestion, I'm not putting any sort of end timer on it, but going no contact for the time being so that you don't have to deal with this, or that you're dealing with it enough, but you can't put people on your back to say, okay, I'm going to do my work as well as your work. Everybody at the table is, if you're alive on the planet, you are able to do your own work and speak from I statements. You're completely able to do that. Completely. That's an energy that's available on the planet. It is very abundant. It is infinite. It is limitless. So for those choosing not to do their work, let them go left. Just let them go left. So we got that sextile. We also have the south node over here around 11 degrees. This is wide, but I'm putting it in. A Libra. North node over here. 11 degrees of Aries. So that is just affecting Mercury, but that's a square. See how this is a square to Neptune? Mercury is squaring the nodes. We just talked about what a square is. Lens of the square, a little bit of a tension point. Mercury in Cancer, emotional. And I have in the longer range transits playlist, I have a whole video on the North Node in Aries. And then in the playlist, the toolbox, I have an entire video on relationships are drastically changing. I'm not going to put the links below because they're in the playlists on my YouTube channel. So that's very easy to access. I'm just going to speak very generally of this lens, North Node in Aries. North Node is the head of the dragon. It's what we're working towards, what we're going into. The South Node is a little bit more of like past life, for lack of a better term, patterns. It's what we're releasing, what we don't want to do anymore. Yeah. South Node in Libra, we don't want to be codependent. We don't want to lie. We also don't want to be around people that do that. I've spoken about this before. Lying is an incredible tool. It's a really great way to take on a lot of karma and to, So there was a time, I'm listening to my guides, they just want me to quickly tell this story, where I was borderline homeless and I had $2.02 in my bank account. And I had to make a lot of really uncomfortable decisions based on how I was going to live. And it's not that you lie. Also, I'm an adult child of alcoholic parents. So one of the components of the DSM, I don't know if it's 5 or if they're still in the 5, I don't know what they've labeled it right now. But one of the attributes of that is you can lie as effortlessly as breathing. Yeah. As effortlessly as breathing. And so with both of those lenses, it would have been then very easy for me to, be the exemplified version of myself present that to someone that I, needed to make sure that I was safe to be around. You know what I mean? Very, very interesting stuff. A lot of mother-father stuff came up for me during that time. I was raging in my adolescence and almost destroyed my entire life. Yeah, it was a great time. It was a great time. My entire Waking Up Post-Woke series is a playlist for you, and it unpacks my entire human life. And, it's great stuff. Great, great stuff. This came up this morning for me that, actually, I think it was yesterday morning, that your future self and your past self are happening at the same time. And so if you've ever done anything in your past that you're just like, oh, why'd you do that? We must really release that shame. I really like the North Node in Aries. I like all this energy that's available to us right now. Because if you accept that version of you did the best that they could with the tools that they had available and did everything that they needed to do, it's almost like we, idealize our future selves and we demonize our past selves, where they're all the same. They're all the same. If you are if you're an entrepreneur and you're building your business up and you're trying so hard, like that multi-millionaire version of yourself and the one that was borderline homeless is the same you. That's the same you. God love them equally. You have to love them equally. I like to view it as like a can line of all the stars across time and space. And I look down one line and then I look down the other. I'm like, how's everybody doing? And if somebody needs a lot of attention, we go to that lifetime, we go to that quantum view, and we unpack it and we deal with it. Because it's all the quantum multiverse. Everything's happening across all time and space all at the same time. So we have to vibrate in the vibration, in the energy. This is Manifestation 101. This is Bob Proctor language. We have to vibe as that healed, successful, in a relationship version of ourselves at all times. I don't care how delusional you sound. I don't care how ridiculous it is. You just vibe there at all times. And one of my favorite quotes on astrology is J.P. Morgan. Pardon me, my hair is in the way. Millionaires don't follow astrology, but billionaires do. There was a historical time where all doctors had to understand astrology so that they weren't, making big decisions or having big surgeries around times that were not advantageous for their client, for their patient's chart. We live in this third dimensional matrix where our consciousness is running these human avatars. We are affected, whether we believe it or not, by this energy. It's kind of like when you go to the beach, do you check the tides? You're run mostly by water. You're mostly water as a human. Yeah, same thing. Just same thing. Yeah, you can go to the beach on a high tide. You're not going to have as much space to put out your blanket or your snacks, but you can still physically go. You can manifest like monthly on the full moon. You can sign anything during any sort of retrograde. You can do that. Just expect there to be something tucked in there that's not what we could egoically think of as the best and greatest and highest good, but it's a lesson. It's a lesson. And if you have to do things, just have your lawyer check it, triple check it, have an astrologer or somebody woo-woo come in, have somebody come into the house that you're purchasing and just sage the crap out of it or channel the entities and ask them to leave. Like, you can bring team in. All right. Those are the only planets that are making aspects to each other. So now I'm just going to put down all the other planets and we'll talk about them individually. We have Venus over here at 5 degrees of Cancer. It's a wide conjunction, but it's an honorable mention. I really love that Venus has been a key player in that new moon in Gemini that we just had, which, the title of the video that I put out is Ego, as well as it's there during this energy to give us a little bit of extra love. Like, we're safe to feel and to process all the things that we need to feel and process. My guides are saying that team and community is actually a very big deal right now. And to be able to lean into those people, and, it actually matches with the tarot cards that represent the staking of the astrological wheel. I'm just going to quickly, I'm going to show them because I mentioned it. I'm going to just honor them quickly, and then I'm going to move along. So this is 0 to 10 degrees of Cancer, and this is 0 to 10 degrees of Capricorn. Cardinal, beginning, cardinal, beginning. Cardinal water, cardinal earth. Negative and negative. This is negative energy, like positive, negative, positive, negative. It's not like you're bad type thing, but it's negative energy. So contracts, pairings, marriages, entrepreneur, you can handle this. Ride that wave. 2-2. Ride that wave. So I think that's all I really need to go over with those. I'll do an entire tarot reading for this full moon, so I think that's all we need for that. Uranus is in Taurus. I'm excited about that. That's a very long range transit. Jupiter is skadootin'. She's at 6 degrees of Gemini already. I know, that's incredible. Chiron is in Aries, over here at 23 degrees. Lilith is in Virgo, 29 degrees. Oh, just noticing that. My guides are saying that we will be seeing in our periph or in our external realities, and this is not judgmental, people that we feel are as though are choosing lies, choosing, to stay in relationships that don't serve them. We don't know their whole backstory. This is new. We don't know what they're doing. So know that they're doing things to help everyone. Sometimes like our greatest teacher is the villain. I have a whole video on like reverence for the villain. I think it was last year. So know that that's okay. When you see it, that's just you. It's kind of a weird analogy, but like, when you're at a party or at a bonfire and, you could be sober and everyone's just dancing and, some people are drinking beers and, maybe some people are ingesting cannabis flower, but then you see somebody that's like bringing out a bag and you're like, all right, that's my time to go. See ya. Have fun. Bye-bye. Not sticking around for this one. That's what you're seeing. You're learning what place, what environment, what, friend. This is not going to be like your partner or anything like that. There's like, you're seeing friends that are doing this, that are choosing this. And it's kind of like, yeah, if I know that I'm the amalgamation of the 5 closest people to me, I cannot participate in this. I'm going to go. And you don't actually have to go no contacts. They'll have their own, arena to tend to, just as you have your own. And what we label it as negative is not actually, this is new information, I'm so excited, is not actually, we're really checking our ego right now. We're really checking our ego and saying like, is this my human's preferences coming out? Or is this me judging? Or could I just look at what it is that I'm supposed to be looking at and stop getting distracted? Just look at the 2 feet in front of you. Trust your feet. Be where your feet are. It's not the Everest, but when you trust the God of your understanding, it just gets a lot more efficient. Saturn's in Pisces. Saturn is going to go retrograde next week. And then we have Pluto in Aquarius retrograde at 1 degree. That's everybody. That's the whole gang. Gang's all here. Rebranding loneliness has been a theme that I've really had come up for a lot of my clients that are new to this path. And they're like, I'm just ready. Because they're seeing things so far in the future. They're seeing, they're a part of a community center. They own land with a bunch of people, like all of that type of stuff. But I'm like, is anybody that's in your actual everyday life there? Then rebrand loneliness. Because we can't, and this is something I've said before, we can't, spend time with, let me rephrase, in your inner circle. In your inner circle. You cannot keep someone in your inner circle if they're not meant to be in your inner circle, if you don't see them in the future, if you don't see them, in your immediate future, in your far future. You cannot keep them in your inner circle. You can have them as your acquaintances. We have the inner circle, the ride or dies, and then we have our acquaintances outside of that. These could be, you're working a human 3D job that that not everybody there is going to be in your future. They're in your daily life as often as you are at that job. That's okay. You're not taking on that energy. You're not, like, these people are meant for you. You've declared that, you know that. So you're not taking on their energy. You just have to, do the hazmat suit, bubble yourself and come out of that bubble. But you can't keep people at the table if they're not meant to be at your table. This is a big energetic deal. And this is, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. This is leadership. This is, personal growth and development 101. You are the amalgamation of the 5 closest people to you. Surround yourself with people that are either in their own arena, that have done what it is that you want, that are more prosperous than you. Put yourself in that room of those people that if you're a winner, you put yourself in a room full of winners. You surround yourself with people that, they get punched in the teeth and they're like, I just learned how to not get punched in the teeth. Like, nothing is a failure. It is an opportunity to educate yourself. It is an opportunity to grow. It is an opportunity to learn. I just love that this moon is in Capricorn. And I know that it's like, I don't know if I want to call it, but I'm daddy's favorite anymore. I'm just checking in with my guides. I want to channel for a second. Keeping very healthy boundaries from your family, if they have not done and created what it is that you have trying to do and created, is very important. Is very important. If everything is energy, if we're, wisps of smoke that are kind of floating in the breeze, we must be amongst those that have the same or similar values. Differentiate between values and beliefs. Very different things. A lot of you are the sun to a lot of rooms. You are the bright candle in the darkness for many a people. That is okay. That is maybe your family, maybe your work job, maybe even the cafe that you frequent as often as you frequent. But your downtime, your Sunday, your days off, be with other candles. Communicate with other candles, other unicorns, other beings that might seem different. Be amongst them. Lean into them. Those that you could sit quietly around and not have to lead or fill up the space, but you learn from. They will trigger you intensely. And be cognizant in your own mind what you share with them and what you don't. Really sinking into your own vibration right now and understanding during this time when you have quiet time, who am I when nobody is watching? Capricorn. That was a big message for Capricorn. And all of us can understand in this energy how tough Capricorn can be on themselves. This is an earth sign that is understanding how spiritual, how energetic, how woo-woo, as you say, this whole experience may be. Trust your own gut. Where does it tell you yes? Where does it tell you no? Where do you feel it? Do you hear it ringing? Do you hear my belly grumble? Do you feel intensely uncomfortable headache if I walk into a space that is not meant for me? What you do that is a yes, how do you feel yes? What you do that is a no, it will hit harder. There's so much more, but we're going to wait for the full channeled message and just let that be for now. I'm just going to take a little sip of water. I know I'm running out of water. Okay. This is self and family, this area of the chart. Self and family. Like over here, the rising sign, the mask we wear to the world. Public life, image, career, big things. The roots of the tree of our life, cultural family roots, and this is the descendant sign. This is where we do things with others. These are the relationships in our lives. And we have Lilith, whether, Lilith is either going to go into Libra, whichever Lilith you follow, or it is already in Libra. And we have the South Node in Libra. This is a lot of release. This is a lot of invoking our more divine masculine or feminine selves. This is nurturing and nourishing the yin or yang bubble of the divine masculine or divine feminine within you, and releasing those that are not meant for you, releasing lies, releasing relationships, releasing friend groups. Wherever the South Node is in your chart, I would say the last decan, when it gets to, it's at like 11 degrees, from now until January 2025, either you've really just been honest with your thoughts, words, actions, and intentions. And so when someone that's not meant for you comes into your life, you effortlessly and easily say, it was so nice to meet you. Bye-bye. No, I don't want to exchange numbers. And that's that. It's okay to have that 1 minute exchange. Or, you still have some people that peripherally you're like, I really don't like you, but I just kind of want someone to sit with at the beach, so I'm going to spend time with you. Or, people really will have a lot of, this is just coming to my brain. Oh my gosh, I'm having a full body reaction. So if you choose to do something that is not for your highest and greatest good, the universe will adapt to that decision and will create that to be your new reality. It's kind of like I'm seeing, a tree that has to grow amongst, like, there's another tree that's around it and it has to grow a certain way. The universe will adapt to the highest, greatest good for all, for everyone. So if you actively choose maybe a lower vibration or someone that's not meant for you, or you don't want to evolve in the way that, maybe I'm pegging you that you need to evolve, the world will adapt to that. You will find a partner at that vibration. You will find something. It's kind of like you're settling. Do you know what I mean? Where if you've been alone for, longer than you thought that you were going to be alone, or you've been waiting for this job opportunity, you've been waiting for your business to pop, and you didn't take those like 2 out of 3 clients, or that like, I really don't like this person, but they're here. If you haven't been taking that, it's because that you're waiting for that. You're trusting God. It might take a little bit more time because we're bringing boulders together. But you see people that settle and they're just like, nope, 8 out of 10 is fine. Let them live in their 8 out of 10 vibration. You just can't participate in that. But my guides are saying like soon you will be able to, like in like the Cancer energy, in the Virgo energy, in the Leo energy. Over here, we're all learning how to share space. Just know that, someone at a different vibration might poke a little bit at you, or it'll feel a little spicy. It'll feel a little like they're embarrassed, or they're, making fun of you, and you can see that. And you're going to be able to like understand all the different voices in your head, and you're not even going to engage or entertain it. You're just like, oh, this person just like, for example, like the dots on my face. Wherever I go, people are like, oh my God, I love that. That's so cool. And like, it's disarming. It's really lovely. And I get a lot of compliments on it. A bunch of people have been like, are those piercings? I'm like, how intense would that be? I like, no, these are not piercings, but that would be intense. No, they're stick-ons that I got from Claire's. Thank you. But that's cute. That's really nice. And then, I could see someone that would make fun of them, and I'd be like, okay, instead of engaging and choosing violence, I would just be like, that's where they are. Thank you for showing me that you're not at the vibration that I want to invite into my everyday life. But like, that's your vibration. Oh my God. It's like, it's not tears right now. It's not like I'm at a higher vibration and you're at a lower vibration. That's being, I'm daddy's favorite and you're not daddy's favorite. It's like, we're all siblings. We're all children of God, whatever language, the God of your understanding. I'm just so grateful for my guides wrapping that title up with a bow right now. Oh my God, thank you. So it's like, and we know this. This is, Teal Swan speaks of this. The holistic psychologist speaks of this very eloquently. All siblings had completely different childhoods. Completely different. No sibling had the same childhood. If you can, and when you can honor that, like really I'm the middle of 3 girls and my older sister, my younger sister, we all acknowledge effortlessly, without judgment, without jealousy, without ego, yeah, mom and dad treated you like this. They treated you like this. They treated you like this. Like acknowledge it perfectly eloquently and with reverence and honor so when I share something of my childhood, they listen and I listen about their childhoods because they were so different. But if you ever see someone outside of yourself that is acting as that, yeah, but I'm daddy's favorite. So like I get this and I get this and I get this. Like we know that your parents had favorites. Now let that sink in. Let that sink in. Your parents are, mine too. They love you all equally, but they have favorites. Their human has favorites. Yeah. They'll never tell you. They might never admit it to anyone living, and that's okay, but they have a favorite. Why do you think they had more kids? Just saying. Okay. Sometimes I don't like the messages, and it happens in the all signs readings that it's like, oh my God, it was Pisces a month ago. It was Pisces. Sometimes it's Leo. Who else was it? Taurus took a slapping on the Jupiter in Gemini video, where I don't always like to give the messages, but they're not me giving them. I tell my ego to come back down. It's me being like this, that I'm like, don't get mad at me. It's like my childhood self. Okay. I'm just listening to my guides right now. To really go off of that, first children and only children are kind of experiencing a lot of like that they were the adults of the family. I'm going to speak to sibling order right now. They just want me to channel to go off of that. Is that like the only children and the first children are the adults of the family. Their parents had no idea what they were doing, and some of them to this day have no idea what they're doing, and they're kind of letting themselves experience some inner child play right now, which I think is amazing. I would really take your inner adolescent to the gym or to like the shooting range, to those knife throwing places, to a kickboxing class, jujitsu, MMA. Like I would really like run until you can't run anymore, deadlift until you can't deadlift anymore. I'd give your inner teenager a place to really unleash a lot of that anger. Right now, I think it's going to be, because if you don't do it while Mars is in Taurus, it'll be verbal. It'll be aggressive AF with Mars and Gemini. It won't be punchy, it'll be verbal. And you don't want that. Middle children, just cry. Just let it out. Youngest, and for some people, the only child. Growing up, you're recognizing like I've met grown adults. They're like, no, I'm the baby. And you're not. You're in your 50s, you're in your 40s, you're not a baby anymore, but recognizing how you've played into that sibling role and being like, wow, I'm not a kid anymore. Like I'm like, it's kind of like when you become sober late in life and you look in the mirror and you're like, wow, I've been having the same conversation for 40 years and I'm in my 50s. It's a tough pill to swallow. And so I would just give you that grace to understand that this is going to be a time where you might see some patterns come up. Literally, like the image that my guides are giving me is like somebody walks past a mirror and they see themselves and they're like, wait, I'm an adult? Oh, this is my life. Wow. Because like when your parents are not around anymore, they're not alive anymore, there's really no one to entertain that energy. So looking at it now, there's something to nostalgia that my guides are saying, like, because it's usually like what's underneath that. I'm saying like nostalgia, and then what's underneath that is a fear of the unknown. That's what a lot of us are experiencing right now, and why we've pegged this world to be such an Everest. And we're like, I have so much work to do. You don't. You just have to say, I'm ready to put this down. And God works with you. It's like that step off the Indiana Jones cliff in The Last Crusade. It's a very exciting time to be alive. We are co-creating with the universe. We are God having a human experience. So we're co-creating with our future self, with our higher self, with the God of our understanding. But nostalgia is just as addictive as sugar. It's just as addictive as coffee, as alcohol. Who was it? Chiron? I don't even think I can reach. Ugh. Yeah, buddy. This is a wound. Chiron and Aries. It's like the palavras certas type of a thing, which is a Portuguese phrase that means right words. So when you ever like thinking a thought or saying something, or, you know, things move a lot around here, but whenever things fall off the board, I'm like, who was it? So Chiron and Aries, the wounded healer, the wounded warrior. Natally, we'll talk about returns really quick, and then I'm going to go. So what is a solar return? It's when the sun is in the same point in the sky when you were born. We call that a birthday. So happy birthday for Cancers, Cancer suns, SUNs. We have Mars returns about every 2 years. That's our aggressive planet, our assertive planet, coming conjunct with the assertive planet where it was in the sky when you were born. So it's like aggression, it's frustration, it's not really, it's like stemming all over the place. Have you heard of the terrible twos before? So a Chiron return, that wound, that wounded warrior, that wound inside of ourselves, that little wince. It's about a 50 to a 51 year cycle. And we call that a midlife crisis. So we're seeing that right now. We, had a whole video on, Gen X is waking up, whether they like it or not. And it's not easy to be experiencing what they're experiencing right now. It really isn't. Their eclipses are happening in this house as well for them. Bless their souls, bless their heart and souls. But like I said on my Monday video, like pain is an incredible teacher. And if we don't listen to our downloads or the God of our understanding, or we don't follow astrology, it's just a tool. It's just a tool. However you understand and trust your own woo-woo is how you trust it. But if you've been having the same dream over and over, if you get jealous when you see somebody that's building their own business, it's like, why aren't you building your own business? Take a step by step. But if we're not doing things that we know are meant for us, that's when physical pain comes in. Truly, pain is an incredible teacher. It's an incredible tool. It's how we learn very quickly. Reverence for the villain. Go check that video out. But if you're feeling a pain inside of yourself, and this is a tough, but it's, cardinal energy. It's what we're here for. You're the one that came to this planet to heal whatever you came here to heal. You're the only one with the codes. You're the only one with the ideas. You're the only one that can birth it. You're like, why? And Nancy Kerrigan. All right. I think that's it. What questions do you have for me? How are you feeling? I'm going to be posting this about a week before. So I'll post it this Friday on the 14th. And then all the other components to the workshop I post a few days before or just around the day of. So it's a busy time right now for all of us. Or it's a really slow time and you feel that busyness coming. But no matter what, rest when you can, sleep when you can, drink as much water as you can. I'm going to pick up water right now. And just send me an email if you need anything. I love you.